They say it's a big rich town. I just come from the poorest part. Legal or illegal, baby, I gotta make it. What's up, y'all? That's right, I am here to review Season 2, Episode 8 of Power Book 2 Ghosts. And tonight's episode is titled Drug Related. And yes, I know, I'm here reviewing Episode 8 after not reviewing 1 through 7. I know, listen, the brother been busy. I got children. I got a full-time job. I've been working out, trying to get a six-pack, trying to look sexy, you know what I'm saying, get myself together. I'm in a play. I got a lot of things going on, so I really didn't have a lot of time to get those reviews up like I thought I would, but here I am. So shout-outs to Kryptonian Black, because Kryptonian Black was like, yo, bro, do you watch Power Book 2 Ghosts? That's a really good show. And yes, Kryptonian Black, yes, I do watch the show, and I was supposed to be reviewing it and having it up because I reviewed Season 1, but listen, things got in the way. So y'all forgive me. Here I am, better late than never, right? Better late than never. And shout outs, listen, because this show, Power, holds a special place in my heart, especially the original Power. And that is because that's one of the first shows I started reviewing on YouTube. And that's how I got my nice little following, from reviewing that and singing the theme song. So I have to review this, so it's cool. So anyway, shout outs to all of you that held me down. Y'all know my birthday was, January 19th. That's right. And y'all showed me so much love in the comment section. And y'all were giving me cash apps. I appreciate that. Shout outs to you, Spilly Boy TV, a.k.a. Treasure Lane, Cousin James. Appreciate you. That was so cool of you. Shout outs to Geechee Girl TV, Kryptonian Black, of course, June BLC, Ateeb, Tia Divine, Quiet Guy, Ahmad Hansen, Jewel Winfield, Jennifer Calhoun. Thank you, Jennifer Calhoun. Y'all, Jennifer Calhoun said that I was sexy and she wanted me to keep on singing. I appreciate you saying I was sexy. I'm trying to get sexy, Jennifer. I'm trying. I really am. I'm trying to get this Santa Claus belly down. It ain't where I want. I want a six-pack so I could be doing reviews shirtless now. Let me stop. Let me get back to this review. Anyway, thank you all for all your shout-outs and your comments and all of that and holding me down. And listen, you could join the family too, by just like that. Just hit the subscribe button. Just hit the subscribe button. You'll be here. We have fun over here. So anyway, let me get down to this episode. Man, this was a good episode. Tariq is in trouble, y'all, because, they're pinning these murders on him of the cop Ramirez and of the professor. Well, he did kill the professor, so he did. But McClane is doing a good job. Defending him. McClane started off with strong with, this is a good boy. He's an A student, and he had custody of his sister, and he's going to school and doing this, and the police just pulled him in here and arrested him, and now he don't have custody of his sister, and he's innocent. But the DA was like, nah, stop all that foolishness. She was like, listen, I have a witness. We have him on tape. We got an audio recording of him, right? She said, we got an audio recording of him talking about how he knew about Jabari, and I hated Jabari, by the way. I hated him. And he knew that Jabari, was using him as source material for his book. So he did have a motive to kill Jabari. This didn't sit well with McClane. He's like, listen, who was you talking to? We got to figure out who's on this recording, what's going on. I ain't know nothing about this recording. Tariq was like, listen, I ain't talked to nobody, this, that, and the third. But Tariq didn't know his girl Lauren, got caught up and had a wire, and she's the one who's the witness to testify against him. So McClane was like, listen, where my money, by the way? You want me to help you? Listen, I can help you and save your ass, but you gotta give me that money, or you're going to have a public defender. You got X amount of days to do that. So that's more drama. And then on top of that, Elvin, yes, I still call him Elvin, the guy who's in control of St. Patrick's estate, Elvin from the Cosby Show, that's what we calling him. He says to Tariq, listen, Elvin pretty much, and I know that's not his name, but he pretty much told Tariq, he said, listen, we found somebody to adopt Jasmine. And what's her name was like, Tariq was like, what are you talking about? I have custody. He said, no, you got arrested. So you ain't got custody no more. And your daddy, Ghost, still controlling things from the grave, put it in place where, listen, this is what's going to happen. If my family F's up, put my daughter up for adoption, seal the record so they can't find her, change her name, protect her identity. So that is crazy. Ghost is still controlling things from the grave. So Tariq really got to get his stuff together, but he got to get some money too. So, and we saw tonight Braden and Effie unsuccessfully trying to find another connect, and that was a problem. So it's so much going on. He got these family problems. He's got these issues. Speaking of family problems, let's move on down to Monet and Diana. Their relationship is getting worse. Monet, I always felt, was a little too harsh on Diana. And so in tonight's episode, she's questioning her, trying to figure out what's going on, because she feel like Monet's getting pushed out by Lorenzo, pushed out of things, and Lorenzo wants Drew to run things. He doesn't want Kane running stuff. The family got issues. So she tells Diana, listen, we got to stick together, and if you ain't getting no information from Drew, we got to stick together and figure some stuff out, because we can't just get pushed out of this. And then her phone rings, and it's Dante, her baby daddy, Zeke's daddy. And that Diana was like, why is she acting like that? So Diana overheard the whole conversation Monet was having, where she's pretty much telling Dante, listen, stop calling me, leave me alone. And, he's like, I can't, I love you, this, that, and the third. She's like, look, I'm not that broke B. That's what she said. I ain't that broke B you've met back in the day. I got a family now. Leave me alone. This causes Diana to snoop. So Diana is all up in Monet's room. She done went in the good book, looked in the Bible, and sees a picture of Zeke when he was a little baby. And then she decides to call. First of all, I wonder what made her go do all that digging. She found the picture. Then she called the hospital. The hospital couldn't find no records on him. So now she's like, wait a minute, something's going on. So now Diana knows that Monet is Zeke's mother. So she's like, all this time, my cousin is really my brother. Crazy, right? Crazy, crazy, crazy. Meanwhile, Sachs and opposing counsel is still getting it on and all of that. And we see that McClain he did it cleverly. He did let Tariq hear the audio, so Tariq knows that it's Lauren. And, the DA was concerned about this because they're like, we don't want Lauren to get in any trouble or anything. But Sachs did tell Tariq, he said, listen, it wasn't Lauren's fault. This was the professor's fault, because she's the one that put her up to it, because they found drugs, so they made her do this. So she's really not doing that bad. So then we saw this scene where they're in the school. And I forgot that girl's name in the classroom. I love that girl. She always has the funny one-liners in class. And we see them having this conversation, and the DA actually calls Professor Carey, who was like, oh, I gotta go. And so she runs to Lauren's room, and that's where she meets up with Tariq. And Tariq was like, you know what? I know you have a problem with me, but let's not put Lauren in any type of danger. You need to testify, Ho. Basically, that's basically what he said. You need to testify. He said, you shouldn't put yourself before your students. You need to testify. So she was like, she thought about it. And so she does testify. And when I tell you, man, when she got on that stand, McClain lit her up. He lit her up and made her look so bad. I didn't realize she did so much sleeping around. I knew she slept with the detective. I didn't know. I must have skipped some. I didn't know she had slept with McClain. McClain was like, you being the witness, you talking about you, because she had a relationship with Professor Jabari. So you were the witness. You had a relationship with the professor. You also had a relationship with the detective on this case. You also had a relationship with me. You also had a relationship with Zeke, a student. How are you credible? And you've lied to keep those relationships a secret. He tore her up and made her look so bad in court. He said, you did all that. Basically called her a hoe. a hoe that you can't trust. Basically, a lying hoe is what McLean was basically saying. You slept with me. You slept with this one. You slept with that one. How we know you ain't lying now? Shot her credibility to smithereens. You know she losing her job after this because it's like, damn, you just look real bad. Just real bad. I kind of felt bad for her just a little bit, but she was doing too much this season anyway, much like the Professor Jabari was doing too much last season. So then we see Tariq come up with a plan, and his plan is, listen, we're going to need money. We're going to have to steal the money from Dante. We're just going to have to take the supply. So he gets Monet involved. They have this whole meeting. At first, Kane is not with it. Kane is like, nah, that's a stupid plan. Because, Kane still has he's still jealous of Tariq because he didn't like the relationship that Tariq built with his mother. And then they come up with this idea, we can do this, but we can make it look better by involving GTD and kind of framing them. And let me tell you, that whole scene, that thing of going in there and the shootout and the power being cut off and breaking into Dante's house, that was intense. I was on the edge of my seat. This was a good episode, y'all. This was a good episode. I was on the edge of my seat because I was like, who is going to get killed next? And when Drew and Homeboy was in that stairwell, I was like, oh my God, Drew going to get killed. I thought Drew was going to get killed for some reason. And then when Drew pulled that gun on him and they did that whole tussle, I was like, see, I just knew Drew was going to get killed. But he didn't get killed. He ended up killing old boy. He gets into the apartment. But now the other guy, Dante's right-hand man, who Dante was having an issue with in this episode, goes back to the apartment. And now Drew is stuck in there. And then Kane, he texts Kane and told Kane somebody's in the apartment. The tension I felt, I was like, yo, what's going to happen? But luckily, Drew was able to get out. Kane, they solved all that. But it wasn't quite over yet. It wasn't quite over. Because we saw that whole thing with Effie and all of that. And Effie managed to get in there. And, they managed to get in there and steal what they needed to steal. They gave that diamond ring, which was, that ring, the diamonds or whatever. They gave that to McLean, telling him, listen, you can use that. That's your money right there. You can sell that, whatever. That was good. That was real good. But I was at the edge of my seat. I was like, yo, this episode is so good. Because I really thought something was going to either happen to Kane or something was going to happen to Drew. But then Dante ended up killing the old boy, the sidekick, and saying, we got to figure out who the mole is. And he was the mole or whatever. But I'm like, I guess Dante wasn't going to do nothing to Kane because he know that Kane is Monet's son. So he's like, nah, I can't do nothing to him. But yeah, that was really good. But it got even better, y'all, when we got to the dinner scene at the Tejada household. Oh, man. All the dirty laundry just fell out at that dinner table. Diana, Monet, Drew, Kane, Lorenzo. They found out that Kane, first of all, they found out that Diana been sneaking up, going over to see Tariq in court on his trial. They also found out that Kane messed up the supply so he could be in control. It was just a lot going on. But the biggest kicker was when Diana dropped a bomb that Monet is Zeke's mother. And Zeke he's playing this dumb jock so well. The only thing he could say when they said about his birthday was, oh, this could mess me up in the league. You lied to me. What about all this other stuff, dude, about your auntie being your mama? That didn't get to you? That didn't get to you? He was like, oh, this could mess me up in the league, this, that, and the third. But that scene was so well acted, too. The tension. There was a lot of great scenes tonight. The scene between Professor Carey and McLean when they were doing and that was a lot of tension when he basically was telling you a hoe and a lying hoe. That was good. But that table scene with the family was so tense. And Mary J. Blige is doing a great job. She was so mad and how she lunged at Diana. You lying little bitch, you. But you could see the guilt on her face. And it was like, Lorenzo was like, that's your son? Zeke is your son? Get out. Pretty much, Get on up out of here. And just as you thought it could not get any better, because this episode was so good to me. Just when I thought it couldn't get any better, after all of that happens, Monet pays a visit to Professor Carey's home. She says, I lost my family tonight. And she says to her, they're having this conversation. And she said, did Zeke come over here? Because I can't find him. Because she was trying to find Zeke. Zeke ain't answering the phone. He's upset. He's pissed off. He's confused. And she has the conversation and she says to her, I cannot find Zeke, but I know I'll never get him if he runs to your arms. Next thing we know, that last scene, we see Zeke going over to Professor Carey's house, to her apartment. Homegirl is hanging. Looks like she killed herself, but I think Monet did that. Some people are saying they think she killed herself because, she lost her job, she lost everything and all this stuff. I think Monet killed her, then hung her to make it look like a suicide. Man, that was so good. This episode was so good. The acting was so good. The tension, the buildup was there. All the tension. I think, like I said earlier, my favorite scenes, that scene in the courtroom, the way he just annihilated Professor, what's her last name? Mulligan? Carey's last name is what? Milligan or whatever. He just annihilated her, just made her look so bad. You knew she lost her job after that. You've been hoeing and you've been sleeping with this one. He just made her look so bad. But that table scene, between that, the table scene, the breaking into Dante's home and stealing the supply, that all of that was just so much tension, and that was just so well done tonight, well directed. Really great episode. I cannot wait to see what they're going to do next week. I believe it's only 2 episodes I believe it's only 2 episodes left. I know I'm late with it, I know, but damn, it was good. What did y'all think about tonight's episode? Somebody else said they thought it was a little too far-fetched. Listen, some of it is far-fetched, but it's TV. But it was so good tonight. I really enjoyed it. That's all I got. I say Monet killed homegirl. Monet did that. She did that. How is she going to recover? How is Zeke going to handle all of this? How is this season going to end? I didn't see all of this coming. I didn't think they were going to reveal all that so soon. I thought that Monique's secret would last a little bit longer. But that dinner table scene, that did it for me. But that's all I have for now. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you all in the next video.